Hello Virgo, and welcome to Positive Light Tarot. My name is Tracy and I am so happy that you've joined me here this week. This is your weekly reading for October 20th to the 26th. So a very warm welcome to my new and returning viewers. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here and bringing your bright, beautiful energy into the space. So thank you for that. Now, I have been feeling a little under the weather, and I'm sure you can hear maybe a little bit in my voice here. So I'll be moving through your reading in a softer flow, allowing Spirit to guide the messages as they come through. Now, what also needs to be mentioned is that we do have a new moon in Libra on October 21st. So this is bringing fresh energy, harmony, maybe some new beginnings. It is a perfect time to set those intentions and from your heart. So think about what it is you truly want from your heart's perspective. So let's jump right in and see what's coming in for you this week. And we will begin your reading with gathering your angel number and the message that's attached to it, and we will reveal it at the end of the reading. Interesting. It doesn't want me to let go of these two cards. So I think that that's a message that says can't really choose between the two. So let's figure out what those are at the end of the reading. Now we are going to start with a Moonology card. Now this is a message from Spirit as well. It's how we start off your reading, because sometimes there are messages that the angels want to send through to you prior to us getting into kind of the depths of your reading. So let's see what that main message is that they'd like to share with you. And there it is already. They want you to look at the bigger picture. So it's the full moon in Sagittarius. That's what, of course, this card represents. Now, looking at the bigger picture, there must be something you're working on, or there's steps that you're taking towards something, you know, and it's time to, you know, release restrictions. You know, don't put any restrictions on anything, because it looks as if there's something bigger waiting there for you. And it's important for you to see this, okay? So they want you to be reminded of this prior to getting into the rest of the cards, because obviously there's something that you're working on where it's requiring you to look at things from a broader spectrum. All right, so let's now get the main theme of what's happening here for you. So what I'm going to do is I've taken 22 of the major arcana cards out of a tarot deck, and we are going to get which card it represents your situation this week. So let's see what that is for you this week. And you know, it's interesting enough, Virgo, this is when things really do synchronize, because the wheel, okay, so this is the Wheel of Fortune, number 10, all about cycles changing, fated events, good fortune, expansion. It's ruled by Jupiter. So is Sagittarius. So these two cards really do work in conjunction quite nicely together. They synchronize nicely because they do both represent that sort of fiery energy of Sagittarius. Sagittarians tend to be the adventurer. They do look at the bigger picture. There's a cycle that's changing in your life, and it could be a fated event. It could be something that takes you a little bit by surprise. Nonetheless, there is some sort of cycle that's changing in your life, Virgo. For some of you, that can be love. It can be work, career. It can be financial goals. It can be your thought processes that change. Something is really expanding here for you. I'm seeing expansion. I'm seeing growth. All right. And it's really coming through strongly here with those two cards alone. Let's gather your energies now for the week ahead here. So let's see what the energies are for you. Spirit, angels, guides. If you want to come out again, you will. So let's see for the beautiful sign Virgo. All right, let's see what those energies are for you this week. There is a change. Well, absolutely. Something that you need to be looking at the bigger picture with. Okay, we've got a few different cards coming up here. So we are going to talk about these, and then of course, we're going to get into the bottom card as well. But let's start with the first card that's come out here. And that is a change in the wind, number 12. Changes are occurring. Things are changing. We see that with the wheel, right? Of course, that is the cycle change. Something is in the midst of a turning point here for you. So we'll find out more when we get into the actual tarot cards. You also got number 49, the Observer. I've seen this card been coming up in a few people's readings this week as well. It's almost as if before we look at the bigger picture, or before we make choices or decisions, before we take action on anything, you know, we're putting ourselves in a very powerful position if we sit back and we observe everything. Because what that is you're taking in the details. This really does fit your personality quite well too. And I think if you're starting to see that things are changing for you, maybe by slowing things down just a little bit and sort of observing it, taking in the knowledge, taking in the understanding, working with your own wisdom, deeper knowing, that this puts you in a very powerful position. So I think that through the changes that are happening, your observations, the things that you are learning through this process are actually going to put you in a very powerful position as well. And then you also got number 45, time to go. So it looks as if there could be another path for you to journey on. It might feel a little unclear at this time, but I think that you're taking the necessary actions. And if you aren't yet taking those actions, this could be the change that's happening for you this week. Because you are in that sort of observatory state, it's allowing you to take in information maybe on a deeper level. And there's certainly some aspects of your life where you maybe feel that it is time to go. When we leave situations, it's maybe because we're leaving a job, we're leaving a mindset. Okay, sometimes it's just our mindset. Sometimes we're leaving the past behind, or maybe we're moving and we're leaving leaving something there behind as well. So it's different for each of you. It will resonate differently with each of you. But there is definitely something in that is happening here that is requiring you to see that there is some sort of new path opening. And I think it's time for you to see that the wheels are changing, that the cycles in your life are changing, and it is time to look at the bigger picture, because what you are leaving behind is something, maybe the lessons learned, or it's something that has maybe, you've outgrown it. I feel like this is what it is. You've outgrown something, and now it's time to move on to bigger and better things. And this is what the changes that's happening. And right underneath here is number 17, which is the fates. So again, things are fated for you. It works in conjunction again with that wheel energy, that wheel of fortune energy, because this is something that maybe is a direction that you didn't anticipate, but you're being kind of pulled in that direction. And, it's time to look at that bigger picture. This could be something, again, for your betterment. The universe is sending these messages your way for a reason, because there's something that is forecasted for you that is more in alignment maybe with what you truly have wanted. All right, let's get your tarot cards now. We're going to get 6 cards, starting with the first 2. So I do 3 rows, so kind of like beginning of week, middle of week, end of week, but take it as it resonates. It will be different for each of you. Use your own intuition. All right, Virgo, let's get the first 2 cards here. All right. We've got here, these are the 2 cards we've got here. So let's hold those up here. So we've got the King of Coins and we've got the 2 of Coins. All right, so we're going to start with the King of Coins because this is very much earth energy. It can be Virgo energy for sure. Could certainly be a representation of you at this time, taking the lead, okay, because kings are definitely leaders. They're at a point in their life where they've achieved quite a bit. Because they've been resourceful, they've planned, they've prepared, they've maybe made some sacrifices along the way, but they've done it for their well-being. It is all about planning for the long term and long-term stability. Some of you could be at this point right now in your life, and others of you could be, in the process of achieving this. Nonetheless, the King of Coins is certainly, I think, it is the responsible side of you. And I think you are looking at things looking at things with a bigger picture. And the reason why that is because there's something here that is going to benefit you long term. There is an opportunity, or something is certainly reaching out to you and showing you that there is a lot of growth happening here. Something is taking on something is extending for you, or it's changing in a way, but it's really elevating your experience. Now, with the Two of Coins, it can feel like we're juggling things sometimes, really trying to figure out how we can gain balance. Sometimes we juggle finances, we juggle relationships, we juggle emotions. Again, the coins are about our physical. So, you can feel like you're maybe feeling a little drained at this time because you're trying to balance everything in your life. And you could be making, some strong decisions right now on what it is you need to do to create that balance in your life. And it could have something to do with your financial resources for sure. Trying to make time and fit everything in at the same point. Pardon me, I'm so sorry. This cold has just gotten the best of me, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that have had colds too. It seems to be going around, so I hope you're all staying healthy. Now, the King of Coins, I want to clarify that to begin with. So let's get that clarifier. See if we can go a little deeper, get a little bit more layers to the reading here for you, Virgo. I do believe that you are looking at the bigger picture and looking at things for more to benefit you long term. Absolutely. And with the Three of Wands, it's showing that, it's like you've already taken the initial action. An opportunity may have already come in for you. And, you've been in the planning phase of, taking the action towards it. And now you're kind of sitting there waiting for the expansion again, because we've got expansion and growth happening here. Things are fated for you. We see that changes are going to happen. And sometimes it does require us to be a little patient because it's almost like we're really waiting for our ship to come in. And I truly feel like there is something that you've been working on that is actually taking shape. All right. It's really taking shape. It's really taking form. And it could be a new business venture. It could be a new relationship. It could be that you're moving on here. You're moving on to something bigger and better, but you're kind of waiting for those initial indicators that confirm that you are actually progressing. This is a card of progression. But again, it's just sort of a little bit like I'm just waiting for that sign. So I feel like with the fates and the wheel turning in your favor here, the signs could start coming in for you, especially with that beautiful new moon energy in Libra on October 21st. So great to set your intentions for that. Let's look at the Two of Coins. Find out for the Two of Coins here for Virgo. Okay, they want you to have two cards here. Wow. So you have divine counterparts here with the King of Coins, which is the King of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. So for some of you, it certainly can be partnerships. And I don't usually, as you know, if you've been here, I don't do love readings specifically. Now, if love does show up in a reading, of course, we're going to talk about it because it's an important part of life. Absolutely. But because these are collective readings, I want you to take it as it works with your energy. Now, the Queen and King of Pentacles can be very powerful people. All right. Could be business. Of course, it could be partnerships in business, but it certainly can be partnerships in love as well. They have the same outlook. So their goals are really very similar. So if this truly is a partnership for you, it looks like there is a lot of love, trust. It's something that's really building nicely here for you. Now, if you're looking for love, this could be something that's very prosperous for you too. Also, something that could be long-term, maybe looking at the bigger picture through the eyes of a partnership. Now, it looks like you're trying to juggle things. So it could be that you are trying to juggle business and pleasure. All right, trying to find and make room and space in your life for both. Now, the Lovers card shows that unity and it shows that togetherness and it shows partnerships with caring connections. All right, so caring connections can be, of course, love, but it can also be business partnerships, our love for our goals and our ambitions. There could be some choices as well, especially with number two. The Two of Coins can be about choice as well, trying to figure out what decisions you need to make to create that balance in your life. And it might be a decision that you need to make that requires, some input from a partner as well. And that could be for some of you. Now let's get the next two cards here for you. It could be a partnership that's expanding as well, taking it to the next level. All right, so now we've got in the middle of the reading, we've got the Four of Cups, and we've got number 13, the Death card. Now, we are transitioning this week from Libra season to Scorpio season. So the Death card is a representation of change and of course of Scorpio. And you've got the change in the wind, number 12. So I do believe that there are some changes that are happening. Let's start with the Four of Cups here. So the Four of Cups is somewhat feeling a little bit bored. Maybe, no, there's not a lot of excitement in this card. Sometimes we're concentrating on the things in our life that are really kind of mundane. They're not really exciting. I always call the Four of Cups more my wake-up call card. It's like the universe, spirit is trying to get your attention because there is other opportunities. There is another way of looking at things. Maybe looking at that bigger picture is what you need to revitalize your energy. You know, there is always going to be things in our life that can be boring or just there's dissatisfaction with something. But our energy here is saying, let's stop dwelling on the things that we cannot change, and let's open up our heart and let's open up our minds to that, to the fact that there is something being offered here. There is another offer in this Four of Cups, but you just have to wake up and see it. And I think this is where the change comes into play, because number 13, of course, is the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. This is all about regeneration. So again, some new opportunity, and for some of you, maybe it is love. Maybe it is a new emotional connection. Now, love can be different aspects of love. It can be intimate love, it can be platonic. No matter how that reaches or resonates with you, there is some sort of change happening here. So now let's get your clarifying cards here. Let's start with the Four of Cups. And you've got the World. See, I really do feel like there's some sort of cycle in your life that is closing out because it's time to go. It's time to release. Number 21 is the end of the Fool's Journey. It's the last card in the major arcana. It's a very important card because it shows accumulation. It shows completion. It shows also that there is success. There's achievement. It's that feeling and rewarding feeling of that success and achievement as well. So I believe that this wake-up call is certainly something that is changing your world. And it could be really working in conjunction with the Wheel of Fortune. So expansion, the fates, something fated for you, the end of a chapter because it's time to go. And it's really time to look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is really concentrating on this new offer that is coming in for you. All right, now let's take a look at number 13, the Death card. And that's all about transformation, change. It's the end of an old cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. So let's see what's coming in store here for you here. And we've got the Four of Swords. This is a healing card. It is a card of meditation. It is also a card of peace, rest, recuperation. It's mind healing, soul healing, body healing, physical, mental, emotional healing. It is kind of praying blessings, praying for your blessings to be answered. Feeling somewhat like a weight is lifted here as well. And this is where that healing takes place. So there's something that's healing for you. There's almost this whole regeneration of peace when it comes to these two cards coming up. And it could be because you are leaving a certain aspect of your life behind because you're ready to move on. Let's get the last two cards here for you. This is for Virgo, please. And then we'll clarify those as well. And you've got the World again. So there certainly is big changes. Big changes are coming in for you, Virgo. We've got the number 21, the World again, and they're right beside each other. It means that some sort of new opportunity is worth looking into. It's worth maybe taking the chance, maybe following destiny. All right? We don't always do that, but you know what? Your intuition, that's why the Queen of Cups is here. Your intuition will guide you. Please remember that there is no gender with these cards. Now, the Queen of Cups is watery energy. It could be somebody who's a very supportive energy in your life at this time, but I'm really feeling it's more a representation of how you intuitively receive messages. And I think that this is the big change that's happening. With the World card again coming up twice, it is a major arcana card. I think your world is changing. And it's changing in such a way to incorporate something bigger, something better, something more expansive. And again, that can be personal relationships, it can be friendships, it can be community groups, or joining something. It can be love, it can be new business partnerships, you know, making some decisions on where you want to take your life for the next phase. I think that this World card is expanding beyond your inner circle, okay? Just like the circle that's around you. I think it goes bigger than that. It goes deeper than that. And there could be, for some of you, absolute travel or movement of some sort. Because with the Three of Wands and then the two World cards, I see movement here. Whether that's moving for work, moving for love, just moving house because it's time. Maybe you've outworn something, so it's time to move. Could be job changes, mindset changes. All right, let's get right into the clarifying cards of those. And that's the World. We're going to start with the World card here. What would you like to share with Virgo? With the World card here. And you got the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is very much Sagittarius energy as well. So you've got a lot of fiery spirit within you. This is really about holding your strength. It's about building barriers where necessary. And we have to be careful when we build barriers because we don't want to shut out, you know, the things that are prosperous for us, but we also want to protect. And I feel like this is almost being in protective mode. You're protecting yourself. You're protecting those that you love. Your world is changing and maybe things are changing, you know, maybe they're changing a little quicker than you anticipated. Although I'm not seeing a lot of fast movement here. I'm actually seeing that you're able to take and observe the things as these changes take place. And as these indications or indicators come in to kind of show you the path that's unfolding for you, I feel you're able to observe it. It's kind of working with your energy quite nicely. But this is really setting those boundaries, but also ready to go for something. It's like you aren't going to let anything stand in your way. And I feel there could be opportunities here for some sort of expansion. And I believe that you are really preparing yourself for this big change. Let's look at the Queen of Cups here for you, Virgo. Queen of Cups, I do believe that you are or should be embracing that intuitive side. I think there's a lot of messages coming in for you. There is definitely some grand opportunity here. And the Ace of Pentacles shows that something is being offered. Okay, you can see, in fact, I feel like the offer has something to do with this wake-up call. It could be really life-changing. And again, I think this is why it's saying you need to look at the bigger picture, because this is a life-altering move or opportunity or offer. And it's something that has the capability of generating, you know, stability for your long term. And again, whether that's relationships, whether that's a new business enterprise or a new partnership, you know, there is certainly something very prosperous about this offering that's coming in. And following in your intuition, I feel like this opportunity or offer is linked to something that your heart has been calling out for. Your heart has really been wanting. And again, maybe the intentions that you've been setting in the past, in the present, and for your future, you know, are all starting to align here for you as well. Something is fated for you. So I think that although life is changing, there's going to be a few surprises along the way during the course of this week that are really going to show you that this is an offer that you really need to wake up and look at, because I think it's going to offer you much bigger and better expansion in your life. All right, let's get your additional angel message. So So an additional angel message for Virgo, please. Something you'd like to share with Virgo. There we go. And they want you, oh, yeah, I thought there was 2 there. These are thicker cards, so sometimes they appear like there's more than one. Now, it's number 12, which I think is interesting because you've got 2 number 12s. So again, I want you to keep number 12 as a very important number because a change in the wind is also number 12. So it's never alone. And I'm going to read to you what it says because sometimes you can pick up on things yourself when you hear this. Okay, so it says, the angels are here to support you through this challenging moment. Look out for the signs of their presence. You might notice a lot of little coincidence and strokes of luck in your life at this time. This is confirmation that you are always surrounded by the loving guidance of these divine messengers. You know, and that really does fit in quite nicely with the fates and with the wheel. Because there are I said there's going to be indicators. There's going to be messages of some sort that are going to really point you in the right direction. And this is a very important message from your angels coming through to reiterate that you are never alone. That it looks like there could be a little bit more luck on your side this week if that's what you know, maybe you've been waiting for that. We all want those lucky breaks every once in a while, you know, and I think that this is going to be that week for you. All right, we're going to close out your reading now. Remember, you got 2 cards here, but let's first of all take a look and see if you've got any numbers that duplicate. And I do want you to keep the number 12 as a very important number. Now, the other number that seems to be coming through here is the number 21, all right, because you got the World card twice. You did get the fours twice as well, but 21 and 12, and interesting enough, 12 and 21, right? They're opposite. You just turn the numbers around and they're actually the same number, right? So, and both of those numbers in numerology become a 3. Expansion and growth, bigger picture. All right, let's start with the first card. All right, you've got it's up to you, 10-10. All right, 10-10, it's moderation, patience, flow, clarity, joy, movement, self-realization. It is taking action and certainly unconditional love. It's time to put those long-cherished ideas into action. You will soon come into contact with the appropriate individuals, circumstances, and resources. Eventually, you will experience joy as well as a brand new opportunity, and you need to trust in the process, all right? And of course, we always know that everything in life is up to us. And the secondary card is alignment. 2-2-2. Connections, friendships, romantic relationships, family ties, balance, life choices, compromise, commitment, and trust. It says, how do you move forward towards your life's true calling? Do what makes you happy. Your enthusiasm is what keeps you going. Follow your interests if it is piqued by something. Following these routes will help you discover your life's purpose. So I feel like there is so many things coming into alignment for you. And a lot of it comes down to these new opportunities that are being presented to you. Watch out for the coincidences this week. Though there is no coincidences, basically. Sorry, I said that wrong. There is no coincidences. These are signs and synchronicities that are coming your way this week to show you the way. And it's going to help give you that strength as well. Virgo, thank you so very much for joining me. I hope that this resonates. Please let me know by liking, sharing, subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it so much. And until next week, sending love, light, and positive vibes.